Hi guys, this is Mike at tabletbuy.com, and today we're going to take a quick look at the Asus EEE Pad Slider, the tablet we have here on the left, next to the Apple iPad 2. So we're going to compare these two 10-inch tablets, 10-inch-ish tablets, in this following clip. First of all, you're going to notice from starter that the Asus EEE Pad Slider is significantly bulkier than the iPad, and as you probably know, the slider does come with an included keyboard. So it's a little bit unfair to compare these two in terms of size, but we will, however, in this clip. So first of all, let's go ahead and put them one next to the other, and you're going to notice that the iPad is a little bit wider, but only a little bit. And it is, however, way shorter than the Asus EEE Pad Slider, but on the other hand it is way more thinner. While this one measures around 9mm in thickness, this one goes to 17-18 mm, so this one is nearly half the width of this one. In terms of weight as well, there is a big difference. While the iPad weighs around 1.35 pounds, which is like 600 grams, this one weighs 1.95 pounds, sorry, and this is like 950 grams. So overall, the slider is 50% more heavy than the iPad 2, and this is going to be noticeable when carrying the devices around. In terms of construction, front face on both of them is covered in Gorilla Glass. You get a front-facing camera, and while the iPad has the classic button here on the bottom, this one doesn't have any button on the front face. In terms of displays, they both come with IPS panel displays, and this one on the slider, it's a 10.1-inch screen with 1280 by 800 pixel resolution, while this one on the iPad is the classic 9.7-inch display with 1024 by 768 pixel resolution. So definitely resolution is better on the screen of the Asus EEE Pad Slider. In terms of quality, we can say that these screens are pretty much even. However, colors are a little bit brighter, a little bit better on the on the Apple iPad, sorry. But there's a little difference since both use similar panel displays. Now let's go ahead and take a quick look at construction. And you can see that this one actually feels quite nice. It is a little bit bulky, but feels quite nice when holding it like this in your hand. It will be quite difficult to use it with only one hand because of the extra weight. The back of the slider is covered in plastic. This is the white version, the one we have here, and it comes with matte plastic, feels quite nice, and silver plastic here as well. There will be another option with this part brown, similar to the same color that the Asus EEE Pad Transformer has, and there is also a nice stylish chromed bar here. However, the iPad, you probably all know it, it's lighter. You can easily hold it with one hand, but the edges are a little bit sharp, and I don't particularly like this. I feel it's kind of uncomfortable to hold it like this. The back is covered in aluminum, and we all know how solid this looks. So overall, the iPad feels a little bit better built, but I'm not too shabby about the Asus EEE Pad Slider as well. This is an excellent tablet in terms of build quality and looks as well. Let's talk a bit about the cameras. There's a 5-megapixel camera here on the Asus EEE Pad Slider on the back, and the 1.3 megapixel on the front. However, the cameras of the iPad, we all know about them. They're not that good, and definitely image quality is beneath the one you'll get on the Asus EEE Pad Slider. As for the ports, let's start with the slider, and on the left you have the power button, volume rocker, a reset button, and a micro SD card. On the bottom back there's a proprietary connector and a mini HDMI slot. On this other side there's the headphone jack and a full-size USB slot, and on the front there's actually nothing. While on the iPad, you all know we don't have that many things. On top you have the headphone jack and the power button. On side you have the screen lock latch and the volume rocker. On the bottom the docking connection, the proprietary docking connection, and that's pretty much it. So while the slider comes with mini SD slot and mini HDMI and as well a full-size USB, this one comes with actually nothing. You can connect some of this. You can get some of these ports if you're going to buy adapters, and adapters are connectable via this proprietary dock, but they will cost you quite a bunch, and you will be able to use one at a time. So for instance, you won't be able to have the same time an USB and a HDMI output. You can only have one at a time. Let's go ahead and open the slider, and like I said, this one comes with a keyboard, and this is why it's significantly bulkier than the iPad, and this is a pretty nice addition to this tablet. Now, because the keyboard actually doesn't have a track point unit, you can say that the slider is comparable to what you're going to get if you buy a keyboard case for iPad 2. There are a couple of good ones from Zag and from Logitech, and I believe from Kensington. However, they go for like 60 to 100 bucks extra. And because this one has a USB slot, you can easily then connect an external mouse, and it will become quite a mini laptop replacement. While on the iPad you still can't get a mouse. But if you want a keyboard, you can get a keyboard on the iPad as well. Now let's go ahead in the next part of our review and talk about the OS and performances. Both of these tablets theoretically come with similar hardware. They both use iterations of the same ARM processor. This one comes with a Tegra 2, the slider comes with a Tegra 2 platform, while the Apple comes with an Apple i5 platform. What's different on both of them is the quantity of memory. 1 GB of memory for the slider, and only 520 megabytes of memory for the iPad. However, in terms of performances, they're pretty much on par, and theoretically even faster. The iPad is a little bit faster on benchmarks, and that's because they really optimized the OS, and they made it properly work for the hardware, while on this part there isn't such a synergy between the hardware and the platform on top. Still, this one is running Android 3.1 right now, and this one is only running iOS 4.3, I believe. And Android 3.1 actually comes with a bunch of interesting features, and it's performing quite well as well. We're not going to get into too many details here. You can find clips that show you the differences between Android and iOS. However, there are a couple of things I would like to tell you. First, the things I like on Android are all these Google native apps. For instance, the application for your email. It's definitely superior to what you get on the same application for the iPad, and you've got a lot more options. Pretty much interface is pretty much similar, but you have a lot more options on this one. What I don't particularly like on the iPad is the fact that you don't have a mark on read option, and you can't mark a particular message as spam, and this is something I hate, and you have on the Android. One more thing, you have maps, and you're going to see that they're a lot more detailed. Let me find maps on this one. Okay, both are Google Maps, but they're a lot more detailed on Android. You have latitude integration, and you have also landmarks and points of interest. While, however, on this one you don't really have that many things. All you have are layers and pretty much the basic maps. In terms of performances, they're both working quite okay, as you can see. While this one allows you to rotate, this one won't work as rotation. So definitely maps are better on this one. Now let's go ahead and talk about the application a little bit, and this is where this one wins, the iPad wins, because first of all, there are a bunch of a lot more applications specifically designed for tablets on Android market, and it's actually a lot easier to find applications that are made for iPad. For instance, let's say we're searching for Twitter here. You press go, and let's search for Twitter here as well. And here you got all these results, but you don't know which one is actually made for a big screen tablet like this one. And if you're going to install them, you're going to see that they're not using the whole length of the screen, the whole area of the screen. So they're made for smaller displays. While on this one, it's quite obvious that you have on top you have the iPad apps, and below you have the iPhone apps. So it's quite easy to know that you're going to get the right application. Also, there are more applications, like I said, and there are better design for this particular device. Of course, some of the things that you have to pay on the iPad, they're free on Android, but they're better optimized. For instance, there are a couple of games. One game I particularly like is Pocket Legends, and it's way better optimized for iPad than it is for Android devices. And this is just one of the examples. Let's also take a quick look at the browsers right now, because browsers are so important for tablet. And this is where Android wins, definitely wins. Let's go ahead first and load a page, and it's going to be our blog. Okay. It's going to be our blog, tabletbyte.com. Let's go ahead and see which one loads it faster. Seems like, let me do this again actually. Okay, go. And you saw that actually the Android tablet was a bit faster, and besides this, they both support pinch to zoom and stuff like this, and all kind of multi gestures, scrolling around, and they're both great for reading content. However, what this one does, it offers support for a bunch of more things, especially for Flash, and you don't get Flash on this one. And it's not really a problem when you want to, let's open this clip, when you want to follow content that includes YouTube clips, because this one comes with an HTML5 YouTube player embedded. Okay, what's going on here? Here we go. So on both of them you can watch YouTube embedded clips, and actually the player on iPad is significantly better. Let's go ahead and play, because you can easily go full screen like this, while on this one have to press the small icon. So experience for this particular thing is superior on the iPad, but trying to play other kind of Flash content will be a problem. For instance, let's go on our Honda site, the site we usually test, and you're going to see that the iPad, there is a Flash animation here. You're going to see that it's going to be replaced with just a picture on the iPad, so no Flash on this one. Of course, in terms of tab navigation, this one is way more better. You have tabs on top, while on this one you have to go to the screen and select tabs. And in terms of multitasking, I can't really compare the two, because this one is superior. However, as you probably know, iOS will come with an upgrade. It's coming to iOS 5, and I believe that that one will bring tab navigation as well. Now let's go back to, like I said, to multitasking. On this one, you can press this icon, and you have all these applications running right now, and you can easily switch between them. While on this one, you don't have multitasking, but you have your latest opened applications, and you can easily navigate from one to another. For instance, we're here, and I'm going to press this, and I'm going to go to YouTube. It will allow you to jump between applications like this, but it's not possible, for instance, to listen to a clip playing on YouTube while writing a document on the iPad, while on this ones, because it supports true multitasking, you can actually do this. So these are just some of the differences. Like I said, more will be available in our clips that actually speak about the differences between Android and iOS. I should also show you a couple of things related to the speakers. Let's go ahead and open our YouTube app. Our YouTube app should be here. And we're going to search for the same clip, and I'm going to show you that oh, actually that's the clip. Let's find it here as well. Okay, it's something with a bunny, if I remember. Okay, and right now, like I said, both can play this kind of content well, and the image quality is similar on both of them. Not really much to say about this. Of course, this one is a wider display, and you can see that it goes. The content covers the entire screen, while on the iPad you get these bars on the bottom and on top. And now let's play this one. You notice the sound volume. This is maximum sound volume. And let's go ahead and play here. It's definitely louder. And I believe we're not even on. How we go. So you can't really hear the transformer when next to the iPad, and this is a problem. I don't really like the fact that the slider has kind of low volume speakers. They're hidden beneath the screen here on the back, and this is something I don't really like about it. Okay, I should also tell you a couple of things about battery life. While the iPad goes for like 10 hours on daily average, this one will only go for like 7 to 8 hours. So better battery life on the iPad. They both take pretty much the same time to charge. Both have actually problems with charging via USB. This one I couldn't actually make it charge via USB, while this one will only charge on given USBs. For instance, on the MacBook Pro it won't work on any USB connection. Also about pricing. As you probably know, the iPad 2 starts at $499, and the 32GB version Wi-Fi only goes for $599. However, this one, the slider is not really available yet on the market, but it will go for around $550 for a 32GB version. So this one, including the keyboard and all the ports, it will be cheaper than the iPad, and this is something you have to consider. This pretty much concludes our comparison between the Asus EEE Pad Slider and the Apple iPad 2. Overall, it's a little bit difficult to put these two one next to another because they're not really similar devices. They both are tablets and they both have 10-inch screens. However, this one is way more portable, while this one offers more productivity because it has a sliding keyboard. And in terms of prices, they're pretty much comparable. Battery life is pretty much comparable as well. Of course, this one comes with iOS, this one comes with Android, so it really depends on what you're going to need. The iPad has the advantage of benefiting from a bunch of applications, way more applications, especially designed for tablet, for this kind of screen. While on Android, you really don't have that many dedicated apps. However, I could say that this one is a little bit better when trying to watch multimedia content. Also offers a better browser and better Google native apps. In terms of multimedia content, this one will be able to play nearly all kinds of standard definition content, all types of standard definition content, and it will also be able to play some 720p's and some MKVs, but they're not going to be able to play flawlessly. While this one only works with MP4s and I believe MOV files, and up to 720p. There's no 1080p. It won't even copy them on your computer. And speaking about getting content on these devices, it's a little bit easier on the Asus EEE Pad Transformer. You just connect it to a PC or a Mac, and it's going to see it as an external storage, and you're going to copy your content. While on this one, you have to use iTunes and sync content with iTunes, and that's something I don't really like. Okay, so this pretty much concludes this comparison. For more details, you should go on the site, and we're going to have the written review there with a little bit more details about these two tablets. And also you're going to find reviews for both of these separately on the site, on tabletbuy.com, and here on our YouTube channel. Thank you, that was Mike from Tablet Byte with the Asus EEE Pad Transformer and the Apple iPad 2.